Today, Newswire LA is taking you inside of the African American Firefighter Museum on Central Avenue. You may not know it, but this place is more than a repository for historical artifacts and stories. It's a place for the people to make their own. Want to know more? Stay tuned, and we'll be right back after this. Newswire LA is no stranger to the African American Firefighter Museum. We brought you here last summer when Los Angeles icon Arnett Hartsfield retired after 15 years of service. Well, we're bringing you back because the museum itself is turning 15 years old. Today, it's all about the museum. We'll show you what it was, what it is, and hopefully what it will be. Here to help us do that is Museum President Brent Burton.
My name is Brent Burton. I am a captain with the Los Angeles County Fire Department. I've been a firefighter for 27 years now with the LA County Fire Department. I am the president of the African American Firefighter Museum, where I've been since 2003. Prior to that, I was the vice president of the museum from 1997 when we first opened until the presidency of 2003. I'm also past president of the LA County Stentorian organization. I did a total of 16 years on the executive board, the last 10 as president. Actually, Stentorians was pretty much founded here in the museum when it was a fire station back in the 50s by the African American firefighters of the LA City Fire Department to combat the racial segregation policies of the department at that time. So between this station and Station 14, they organized themselves, and the Stentorians were really much born out of this building. Arnett Hartsfield was amongst the original members of the Stentorians, but gentlemen like Jerva Harris, Jim Shern, those gentlemen, Bob Craig, they were amongst the early pioneers of getting the Stentorians off the ground and organizing. This museum tells a story of a people. It's not so much a firefighting museum, it is a museum of a history of African American people, of the African American firefighters that struggled during the 1950s to combat the racial segregation policies of the fire service at that time. And so we cherish the memory of those old Stentorians that integrated the fire department in the 1950s. We also share the stories of African American firefighters throughout the rest of the country. We have what we call the International Room, which is short for International Association of Black Professional Firefighters, which is a worldwide organization of fire service professionals that's been around since 1970. And we highlight firefighters outside of Los Angeles, those from New York, those from Chicago, those from other parts of the country. We also highlight our pioneering African American women firefighters. And currently, as of this day, we have 5 African American women fire chiefs running major fire departments throughout the country. And so that is quite an accomplishment. So this museum stands as a testament to what these folks have achieved in spite of the racial bigotry and obstacles that have been placed before them. Speaking of the LA Fire Department's Historical Society, which we have an excellent relationship with, they pretty much highlight, again, their firefighting museums. You can see antique apparatus, you can see firefighting paraphernalia, you can see the equipment that was used in the old days. There are members there that are retired that can share stories of the major fires of the 50s and 60s and 70s of the LA Fire Department. This museum is different, and again, it's more of a story of the struggle of the African Americans that went through the integration of the fire department and others throughout the rest of the country. We're not so much a firefighting museum or a museum of a historical significance in terms of the civil rights era of looking at how African Americans in the 50s worked toward integrating the fire department, what they had to go through, what they had to overcome, what they have achieved in spite of those obstacles that were placed in front of them. If you go back into those days in the 1950s, there was no rules, no laws. All they had was a Supreme Court decision that said, struck down segregation. That was it. There was no Civil Rights Act. There was no Civil Rights Movement was just getting started. So today, you look at those days of the 50s, and it was quite a feat because those gentlemen did not know what tomorrow would bring. If you go back to 1955, 56, when the department was integrating, if you told them that, well, hang in there, it's going to get better, that's what they were told. But, at the time, they had to really endure getting set up by their counterparts, not knowing if they would be protected, not knowing if they would come through for them when they need them to, because of all the harassment and hostile work environment conditions they were dealing with at that time before that term was even coined a phrase by the federal government.
In 1954, the Stentorians successfully forced the city of Los Angeles to end segregation in its fire stations. Over the ensuing decades, the battle for equality would continue, but this portion of the war was won. The station stayed in service until 1980. For 17 years, this building sat abandoned until the Stentorians came back and pushed for a museum. It took a lot of people to make this happen.
The City General Services Department, the contractors, vendors were engaged. Architect Edward Fickett was involved, and they wanted to restore this place back to its original look of 1913. The doors had been widened to house modern-day apparatus, but they narrowed them back to the days of 1913. So you cannot back a modern-day fire truck in here through the apparatus doors. We won the 1995 Conservancy Award for the Outstanding Architectural Design. So there are a lot of things that were, a lot of hard work, time and effort went into restoring this facility. And when we opened in 1997, it was a beautiful facility. And to this day, we're still the only freestanding African-American firefighter museum in the country. This old firehouse has no other use or no other benefit but to commemorate the history of African Americans in the fire service. We are known as the African American Firefighter Museum and Cultural Center, we like to call it. We share it, we don't share it with anyone else. Our history is here. There's no other organization that is in here doing other types of activities, and good and bad with that. The good part is that we're able to spread out and share with all the rooms and every available space we have that history that comes into us from all around the country. The bad thing is we would like to collaborate with other organizations because this is the age of collaboration to survive. And so with the Stentorians as our eternal sponsors, with the City of Los Angeles supporting us through the council office, the Board of Supervisors office with Supervisor Mark Lee Thomas involved, we do enjoy the support. Congresswoman Lucille Roybal Allard is our congresswoman of this district, and State Senator John Perez is our state senator here. So we have enjoyed conversation and relationships with these other entities to help support some of the things that we're doing here.
And the museum has many relationships that have been mutually beneficial on many levels.
We have Coca-Cola right across the street. And when we opened from day one, they were one of our biggest supporters and sponsors. Again, the City of Los Angeles, the County of Los Angeles has been great supporters. The International Association of Black Professional Firefighters via the Southwest region has been supporters of our museum. We've also had enjoyed the relationship with Southern California Edison, Department of Water and Power. Many other groups have come and supported us. CACLA was a major one. The California Artists Coalition Los Angeles was very instrumental in us doing some artwork here. National Association of Minority and Contractors painted our facility for free on the outside. That was huge. You look at the Community Redevelopment Agency. Before funding was taken from them, they were instrumental in the bus project that we did out back in commemoration of Mr. Hartsfield's 93rd birthday. We have a permanent statue that honors him and cherishes his memory forever now. That's in the rear of this courtyard of our museum. So The collaborations that we have, we really enjoyed those relationships, and we're looking to foster more relationships with other groups, entities, organizations. Because we are a 501c3 nonprofit, we enjoy supporting other 501c3 nonprofit organizations. Los Angeles Panhellenic Council of Fraternities and Sororities constantly use our facility. The Eastontorians, of course, use our facility. The Black Peace Officer Association, Oscar Joe Bryant Foundation. Countless other organizations have used our facility. Nonprofits that we work with just recently, Just Teach, a group of conscious teachers that are engaged in helping students in the greater LA area community flourish and thrive. Just to the Mother's Day you've been here with us. So we do enjoy the support from other organizations, nonprofits, groups that want to use our facility. And so we need to foster those relationships and improve on those.
In response, this museum's thinking out of the box and opening its doors to more than history buffs, academics, and nonprofits. They're making this place, these grounds, a haven for people while generating much-needed funds.
As my good friend Armando Hogan says, this is a celebratory place. You can use that to have many functions here to honor and cherish some memories and celebrate achievements. We've had graduation parties for some of our members' children graduating from high school. We have an event coming up where one of our firefighters in Cincinnati, his daughter's graduating from USC. She's having her party here. So there are all kinds of functions that this place can be used for. And so we welcome folks to contact us and talk to us about using us for that. You know, every time folks ask about using us, I always say, have you been here? They go, no. I said, well, you need to come take a look. And I'm always skeptical, thinking that they'll see, go, this wasn't what I expected. But quite the contrary. They actually come and go, wow, this is what I want. Oh, great. So we can accommodate folks for many different functions.
And that thought gives us the opportunity to show you this place in full.
First thing you're going to do when you walk in the front doors is be amazed at the architectural design. You'll be amazed at the construction style of it. You'll be amazed at the pictures that are on the walls of firefighters from yesteryear.
I just want to interject and say that the apparatus floor can be used as a wonderful place for a party, banquet, wedding, or whatever it is you might be considering. Though large, it's a very warm and intimate place to hold a gathering.
You'll enter into the first room that you'll see to the right of the stairs will be our room where we have a television monitor that plays on a loop a video that highlights a quick rundown of the facility. You'll see the huge room, the old dormitory, which is the room we're in right now, which is what we consider our gallery. The museum gallery has many pictures, uniforms, badges, helmets, artifacts that tell the story of our pioneering African-American firefighters. We have photo albums that capture the newspaper articles from the integration of the 1950s. They are on display. We have photos from the opening in 1997 from that time are on display as well. You go further into the old recreation room, and that is our room we call Black Gold, where our black chief officers, from James Sherman, our first chief officer, all the way to current chief officers are on display. You'll also have a section of pioneering, courageous African-American women in the fire service. Again, we highlight some women that are fire chiefs throughout the country, some firefighters, women firefighters that have lost their life in the line of duty. You'll see that. We have a conference room that is dedicated to Mr. Hartsfield that has all of his plaques and pictures and awards and achievements on the walls to just learn and read about him is on the walls, living, breathing history, and of course our museum office. Of course, we take them outside and finish up in the courtyard, our beautiful courtyard, where the grass areas were nice, the trees that we have back there, and of course the bust that was dedicated in honor of Arnett Hartsfield sits back there. It's just a real serene area and a beautiful place to look at and just behold. So we welcome anyone to come. We've had visitors from all around the world, folks from China, South Africa, Germany, England, Belize, Africa, El Salvador. Folks from all around have come here and just really enjoyed their stay here. So we welcome everyone to come in.
Though located on Central Avenue, the museum could be considered off the beaten path. For some places, that might not be good, but for the museum, it has survived and thrived.
You know, the more that we have a chance to be visible and express where we are and how we are, we tell people, look, we're just 2 blocks north of the 10 freeway. That's real simple. And folks go, oh, okay, I can find that. You know, between the Dunbar and First Street where everything terminates, you have the Japanese American National Museum, which is a beautiful facility. We always tell folks, hey, when you're going north, just make sure you stop by. So people haven't really had that much of a challenge. You know, they really don't think about us, but, you know, we've been in this spot for, you know, almost 100 years now. And people still manage to find us. So we're grateful for that.
This rich museum and cultural center has seen some setbacks. Its biggest came in the summer of 2012 when curator, historian, stentorian, and LA firefighter Arnett Hartsfield elected to retire. Never deterred, however, the museum has seen retired firefighters like former LAFD Chief Douglas L. Barry step up to fill the void.
Hello, I'm Brian Cummings, the Chief of the Los Angeles Fire Department. Arnett, congratulations. Known you for a very long time, since I was a little boy, and what you've contributed to my department and to my family is amazing. Many, many more years of telling those great stories and being productive. You have had a full life, and they say that when you have that flashback of your life, when something calamitous is going to happen, make sure that you've done some things to make it exciting. And sir, you've had a very full life. Thank you very much, Arnett.
My comments to Mr. Hartsfield, gosh, I don't even know where to start. First of all, they start by saying thank you. If it wasn't for all that you've done, not just for African Americans, but for the entire LA City Fire Department, there is absolutely no way we would be able to take advantage of diversity with respect to race, gender, and religious convictions. Personally, you've made a tremendous impact on me by giving me the courage to look into the future, by teaching me a different way to fight, Mr. Hartsfield. Because I got to tell you, I know I would have failed the integration experiment where the old Stentorians committed not to fight back physically. I know I would have failed that experiment. So God brought me into this world at a time and place where, in a way, I've been able to contribute through all that you and the old Stentorians have done has helped make our fire department better. And as you always say, it does take a village to raise a child, and certainly it's all of the Stentorians that have made all of our successes possible. I can't thank you enough. We call you our griot because that's truly who you are and the African traditions of our people. And it's my commitment to continue those traditions to ensure that all of what we do now and in the future gets told, and that we create new possibilities in the future that will only make this fire department, this community, that much better. So I say thank you, I love you, and thank you so much for your 15 years of endless volunteering here at the African American Firefighter.